for her tough, no-nonsense demeanor, but she does have a softer, more personable side. On a recent trip to the nation's capital, I had a chance to visit with the first Asian American woman elected to the Senate.
Usually my desk is a heck of a lot messier. I'm trying to clear all this for the weekend. Thanks.
After more than 40 years of public service, 75-year-old Mazie Hirono is not slowing down. To understand her drive, look no further than her late mother, who in the 1950s left Japan with her 3 children to escape an abusive marriage.
I'd say she was the biggest influence, the single most important person who changed my life by bringing me to this country. Not only was I very well aware of the courage that it took for her to escape an abusive marriage to my father, who I did not get to know, but it's also the experience of being an immigrant in a country where I didn't know the language, and to watch my mother persevere, and also the immigrant experience of coming to this country with nothing.
Hirono became a naturalized American citizen in 1959. Her certificate hangs on the wall next to her desk. In 2017, her career was put on pause when she was diagnosed with stage 4 kidney cancer. Still, the thought of leaving politics was never really considered.
No, that's not what entered my mind. In fact, truly, when I was told that my diagnosis, I asked my doctor, first words out of my mouth literally were, "Am I going to die anytime soon?" And he said no. And I said, well, then what are we going to do? How are we going to, what's next? And what's next were a couple of major operations. But there was nothing in my mind that said that I can't go on. And so I have, and I will.
A reminder of her cancer ordeal are the hundreds of origami cranes which hang from a cherry tree branch in her office. It's become tradition for guests to make and sign one.
A lot of these cranes were folded by people who wanted to acknowledge my diagnosis and wanted me to keep going. And since then, people who come to my office, they fold cranes and they sign the cranes. And it's part of a cultural diversity that I really support and we celebrate in Hawaii.
During her free time, Hirono enjoys making ceramics. She was nice enough to give me one of her original art pieces. On average, she'll make it back to the islands once a month. What does she miss the most?
The food, of course. And that's why whenever I come back, my suitcase is full of food. So the usual things, I bring manapua, poi, lau lau, food.
As for her taste in music, it might surprise you.
One group that I love I do love BTS, because I think they're very unique, talented. They really brought their music and their whole personality to the world. And I am amazed that this Asian group has that kind of influence, a very positive influence all over the world.
Hirono has already announced she'll run for another 6-year term in 2024. For her, there's still too much to do and no reason to stop.
I'm still in treatment, but I am plugging away, and it does not prevent me from doing my job, as I'm sure the people of Hawaii see. Whenever I'm home, I'm very active and busy. I have a lot of energy, and I continue to fight for the things that haven't gotten done. So I'm going to just keep on going.